Welcome to the Unclehack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Here we go, da da da. Oh, baby, 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 won't you love me? Danger Cats. Dude, I fucking dropped the ball on the name of this brand many moons ago when I decided to start it. I seen a guy wearing a t-shirt that said Thunder Pussy. And I just thought to it, immediately I was like, God, that was there the whole time. Time for a rebrand. Thunder Pussy. That sounds way cooler than Danger Cats. Goes to show how much time and thought I put into the brand name. So, anyways, what do I got for you? Cooler scooter, right? You like gasoline? You like motors that are 49 cc's? Do you have a driving under the influence charge? Well, I don't know. Don't take legal advice from a moron, okay? But I believe you can drive it. Good enough, right? And if you get pulled over, do you have a license to operate that thing? You'd be like, I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what the rules are, officer. Isn't that what you went to school for? Make sure guys like me don't have fun? Isn't that what you did? Anyways, Cooler Schooler giveaway from the pod, all the shit. And what did I say? I think July 6th episode, we'll drop a winner to all those that sign up to the Patreon. It's $6.99 a month or $6.16. The cost of a Bud Light in your local watering hole. That's what I'm asking you. Sign up to the Patreon, folks. I'm desperate. I need the money more than ever. You know, nothing I love doing more than going on the internet and grifting for your dollars. You know, I got to get in it. I'm trying to get in that alpha bro fucking crypto affiliate marketing game, right? So I'm going to use it and leverage my own shit off of that. That's the play. Those guys seem to know what's going on. They got a good pulse on the world, you know? Nothing I just wish I want to be big, jacked, incredibly retarded, check that box, and then with a wealth of knowledge and schemes. That's what I want. I want to know the inside. What's going on with Cumcoin, you know? Is Dogecoin going back to the moon or not? I need to be in the know. So me and the crypto bros, after we're done a good pump, we sit around and we whack each other off in the sauna and talk about what's the next coin, boys. What are we doing here? Are we shorting a stock? I don't even know what short means. I got a short stock downstairs, if you know what I'm saying. Hey, got the button right. That's fun. Anyways, stand-up dates coming to you July 7th and 8th. I'm in Edmonton with Jason Rouse and Uncle Laser. You may have seen him on TikTok, right? TikTok or the Instagram doing fit checks on whatever he's wearing that day. Stone Cold shirts and Val Venus and shit. He's coming up with Jason Rouse from Austin, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, July 7th and 8th in Edmonton. Secret location. You can get tickets to that at dangercatshop.com. And July 9th during Stampede. And you can get tickets to the Calgary show at Yuck Yuck's website in Calgary. September 24th, guess what? The lads are heading back to Vancouver. Isn't that fun? And then August 27th, we're back in Edmonton. Both those last two dates are Danger Room, so it's myself, Sam Walker, and Brett Forte. July 2nd, there is a Danger Room in Calgary, but I will not be around for that one. I got to go vacation, off of the millions of dollars that I've made off of Dogecoin. I got to go spend a little bit and kick my feet up at a lake and just stare at shit, I want to live the cottage life in Ontario for a moment, so I'm going to go do that. And I'm just going to stare at things, look at things. I'm going to do dad shit, maybe go golf, fish. I don't know. Get back to blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ordered Bud Light champagne. You could see the grimace on my face from the pain that I was in after you shoved your dong in my back door. I took one sip of Buds. Bud Light. We'll get into Bud Light a little later. We got a tremendous amount of hate mail coming in. Oh, baby. We love the hate mail on this show. I'm going to go full radio announcer for maybe an episode. I'm having fun today. Okay, I'm having a good week. Why am I having a good week? Hey, knock it off. There we go. Because you see, once you're an alpha, bro, you guys wouldn't understand. You don't get me. You don't understand me, bro. You don't get my pain, my struggle, okay? You don't understand. And I found a new way, a new life, and I found life inside of me, and it's not the gerbil crawling around in my ass. In fact, it's just sheer philosophy, all right? I'm an alpha now. And what do alphas do? Give incredibly bad advice. Have no control on, your range of emotion. It's just like you can't be even keeled. I got to have emotional outbursts in public. I might go into a McDonald's and just punch out the 14-year-old working behind the counter because that's, I'm not doing steroids, but I just want to, I want everybody to think I am. I want everybody to think that I'm on testosterone, so I'm going to have emotional outbursts in public and just breakdowns over the most minuscule problems that life is going to deliver to me. That's what I'm going to get up to these days. So if you need me, I'm busy. Don't call, don't text, don't DM. Just send emails to the hate mail, unclehack@dangercats.tv, with the subject line, hate mail, because we like hate mail, right? And nothing that a test bro loves is just to fucking have rage inside, uncontrollable rage, because I'm like exceeding the amount of TRT into my system, which is causing my nuts to shrink and just like an overwhelming amount of aggression. It's fun for everybody. It's fun for the family. It's fun for your loved ones. It's fun for your sisters, brothers, girlfriends, your side chick, She doesn't get the brunt of all the domestic violence and verbal assaults, but she gets just a taste. And that's fun, right? Your side chick needs to be a part of your life too. And that's what it's all about. And I know none of you don't understand that because I'm getting all the pussy. There's no pussy left to give because I have it all. There's no more weights to lift because I have all the weights and they're being lifted on my behalf. So take the day off is what I'm saying. Jesus Christ. What is this show becoming? What is this podcast becoming? A complete mockery of myself, those around me, and everybody else trying just to exist in society. That's what this is slowly becoming. Am I intellectual? No. Am I just by sheer brute and force the leader of the world? Yes. You thought it was George Soros. You were wrong. Okay? I was the one behind MK Ultra. I am the one who brought the idea to the table. I'm like, you know what? We should get into mind control. And they're like, how do you do it? And I was like, I fucking don't know. Give them LSD. Just give them a piss pile of LSD and we'll shock the piss out of their brains. See what happens. Why not have a little fun? We got the power. Let's abuse it, fellas. The CIA was like, where have you been the whole time? I'm like, kicking my feet up, dude. I've been doing some cottage things, I've been, and this is like in the 70s, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm preparing for the future and I'm going to invest all my money into Bitcoin. They're like, what the fuck is a Bitcoin? I was like, you wait and see. See, I'm a time traveler on top of it. My God, this is going to hell, isn't it? I'm just like having too much fun lately. That's the issue is, here's the problem, folks. A lot of us just don't understand it's all going to hell, right? We look around. I just watched that documentary, Canada is Dying. I highly recommend a lot of you. Aaron Gunn did a fabulous job on that. His past documentaries have been wonderful. Good YouTube channel to go check out. Shout out to Aaron Gunn. But his last documentary that he did was Canada is Dying. And I believe I talked about the other one that he did, Vancouver is Dying. And when you look at the country as a whole, it's going to hell. Have some fun, everybody. You know what? These fun suckers over here are being like, there's an opioid crisis. Is it a crisis, or are you just not getting in on the fun? A safe drug supply? Sure. And like, then one guy just has like what looks to be like a makeshift ice cream truck, which was made out of like one of those tiny little like mobile homes. You know, the ones that, I don't know, like they use for the addicts, and then they just put a string of them, and they're like, instead of a tent, here's a house, but we're going to run this like a prison. So all the homeless are like, yeah, I think I like my tent and freedom, rather than a roof over my fucking head and a tremendous amount of rules that I got to abide by. He had like one of those houses, those like tiny homes that you always see. I don't know if you see them, but I've seen them. And he was slanging a little bit of everything out of there. He had heroin, he had crack, methamphetamine, opioids, like you name it, he had it. And he just popped up shop and started selling it. I mean, abuse the system. They want to talk about safe supply and like how it's helping the communities, even though it's destroying it. We're lessening up sentencing on crimes. You know, we're taking into consideration on these. So fuck it. What are you taking life so serious for? It's all going to hell. Enjoy yourself. The Canadian dollar is going to plummet before you know it. It's not going to be worth jack shit. The American dollar is going to plummet. That's not going to be worth a fucking... what's Walker saying all the time? Oh, no, never mind. It doesn't apply to this. But it ain't going to be worth fuck all. Right? Your dollars aren't going to be worth fuck all. So enjoy it, is what I'm saying. You know, you want to you've never paid for sex before? Fucking do it. Who cares what your peers are going to judge you? Guess what? This little thing, I like these people that are always like, hey, there's winners and losers in life, okay? There's winners and losers in life. Which makes no sense to me whatsoever, because we all die in the end and we're all forgotten about, right? Unless you do some drastic stuff and write a novel about your struggle. You know that old novel, My Struggle? If it's translated in German, I don't know if I get flagged for saying that on here, but, you know, that guy did some significant work that was recognized around the globe. He's one of the few. You know, how many dead people are we talking about? And I'm talking on a global scale. He's one of the few. He gets brought up like daily, if I'm correct, you know, and what he created, strong branding. You know, everybody likes to call each other Nazis these days. Strong branding. He got his point across. But what I'm getting at is you're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. People are going to forget about Danger Cats 6 hours after I passed. In fact, I think a lot of people have forgotten about Danger Cats, right? They're like, are you still doing that? You know, I get that question a lot. Are you still doing that? Yep, I am. And apparently I'm killing it right now. You're still out there doing the old thunder pussies or whatever it's called? No, I wish I did call it that, though. Missed opportunity there. Thundercats. Well, that was a cartoon in the 80s. You're getting closer. Well, Uncle Buck, I got to tell you, you know what? I got to close this conversation and move on before I go put a bullet in my head, because I can't even fucking get people to remember my fucking correct stage name. Time to check out. But that's the fun part about life, folks, is when those folks are going, there's only winners and losers in life, you just got to sit back and remember we all die. And insects and parasites are going to feed on you to sustain their life, and they're going to die, and even they'll forget about you. So at the end of the day, pay for some pussy is what I'm getting at. You know, the ramblings of a maniac may not, these are going to come back in the future once I'm gone, and somebody's going to be like, hey, remember that fucking idiot that we used to listen to when we were young? What was he trying to say? These are like, I'm talking for when I'm dead right now. I'm talking about when I'm dead. And that's like, you know, you look at the opioid crisis and be like, it doesn't look so bad. Why not be hunched up, fucking kicking it on the street, stabbing people on an LRT system, instead of out here fucking in the rat race, just wondering, how am I going to pay the power bill this week? Where I could be out and like committing crimes at the highest degree and let out the same day. You know, I'm playing along with the system, and it's working against me, where the guys outside of it that just don't give a shit about it are just like, yep, have at her. So you tell me, does this all make sense? Not entirely. I don't I have a difficult time just like, I'm not saying capitalism is horrible. I'm not saying communism is great. I'm just saying I don't get it, Even when the elections are going on, we invest so much time and emotion into it. I'm sitting back, and a provincial election just took place here in Alberta, and the UCP, our United Conservative Party here, won a majority election. So for the Americans, we have a multi-party system, not two-party system, and I believe you can run independent down there. I don't know much about the American electoral system. I just know that it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch your politicians just talk out of their ass, similar to what I do. But up here, there's like a multi-party system, and in Alberta right now, it was like the NDP versus the UCP. That was the big battle. Danielle Smith and Rachel Notley. And it's funny when the election goes through and the meltdowns that people have. Like it'll be like, yeah. No, well, now that the UCP won, I just want to let everybody know that you're a fucking Nazi for voting that way. And it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't understand this anymore. It's like, they don't work for you. They never have. Somebody asked me the other day, they go, Hack, did you vote? And I was like, no, I just don't care anymore. That's where I'm at. I don't care. I'm not casting a vote. I just criticize at this point, and I sit back and I laugh. Because that's all I got left. Everything else has been stripped away from me. My dignity, my happiness, the joyful dreams of possibly living this magnificent life that I once dreamed of as a young man, of like fucking Jennifer Aniston in the beaches of Bali, in them or on them, either or. Just the thought of just eating her pussy while she completely ignores me because it's the worst pussy eating she's ever received, right? And she's smoking a cigarette, gazing upon a Indonesian sunset, and I'm looking up and be like, did you come yet? And she looks at me and I'm like, ugh. And I just got to bury my face back down and pretend like I didn't hear that. And I just, maybe, just maybe, might feel a thigh flinch, like I flicked the one nerve that she hasn't fried in her skull or in her system. And I can dream about that day. And that day, like that dream just started dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. And now here I am, 32 years old, and I'm just left with the imagination of it possibly happening. So what I'm reverting back to, ladies and gentlemen, is it's over. Dreams, why have them? Enjoy your time. Don't dream about a fucking utopian future. Instead, just like, what's inside your means? Let's make this simple. Why not? What can I obtain? What is in reach of me? Am I going to be the king of Ireland one day? No. Am I going to rule the screens of Hollywood while dipping my toes into the ocean that surrounds a lovely little island that has a blue and white temple and billionaires gather? I highly doubt it. So I just got to enjoy the things that I can control. And that's telling my incredibly outrageous thoughts through a microphone on stage to the individuals that feel the need to come down and have a giggle with your boy. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We get mad about all sorts of things now that just don't make sense. And why not just sit back, make fun of it? But we get all charged up, like trans women in sports. That's one thing I don't get. Why are dudes getting mad about that? If anything, like female athletes, that's who should be mad about it, not dudes. In fact, dudes, we should be celebrating it and be like, you remember that song, Anything I Can Do? Or Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better? Might have to get rid of that one. Seems like we're on top. All I got to do is put on a dress, a nice shade of red lipstick, and next thing you know, I'm on the cover of Vogue as Woman of the Year without accomplishing anything at all. I don't offer anything to the planet other than that I cross-dress. And that's a wonderful feeling as a guy, knowing that we have the option of just crossing over and taking it all back. You know, it's a beautiful thing. And a lot of dudes get mad, and it's like, dude, fucking relax. You know, it's like you see these videos of like trans women mixed martial artists, and then in the comment section, dudes will be like fucking charged up. Bro, what the fuck is this? It's like, fucking relax, watch it. This is going to be like a one-sided beatdown. You don't get this in sports too often. You know, usually it's evenly matched. Someone might get caught, but like you look at this and you're like, okay, this is like horrifying, but yet mildly entertaining, you know? It's like those videos. Remember when Live Leak existed and you would sit back and watch the military footage from the Afghan war and the Iraq war? And you're like, this is like, whoa, holy shit. This is our new Live Leak. It's the PG version of Live Leak, and they just air it for us to watch instead of like the war footage and shit like that on CNN because they had to dial back. You know, you didn't get the good stuff. You just see like an explosion on a building, and it's like, let's get some boots on the ground footage. Let's see some gunfights. And then you're like, liveleak.com, got it. Yep, here we go. I'm locked in for a good 2.5 hours, just totally disregarding any emotion attached to like those individuals in the video and just being like, holy shit, sniper videos? God damn. 5 minutes of sniper videos? I got time for this. Let me get a little stoned here and kick my feet up and enjoy it on a flat screen, you know? Let me just fucking airdrop this over to the flat screen and get it in high def so the whole family can enjoy. That's the internet I remember. Now we got to go to this low grade fucking horse shit of, you know, dudes transitioning to women and going and beating the shit out of fellow women, you know, beating them in a swim competition. Well done. You know, it's boring. It's boring, but we need something to be angry at that doesn't even affect our lives at all. You know, we get all upsetty spaghetti. In fact, this should make you. How long before we kind of get like that little bit of Chinese influence? You remember, like, you're reading. I don't know if a lot of you read a lot of international news, but there was like a one-child policy there for a moment, and Chinese families would always get rid of the girls. They're like, oh no, we need a big strong boy, right? And what if you know, because the family now is being torn apart. So, you know, maybe you have like your baby mama has kids with 3 other guys, right? And you're all funding her lifestyle and whatever fucking podcast bros are talking about these days and how men are oppressed and shit, right? Whatever they're talking about. We'll get into them in 1 second. But you know, if you have a kid not so athletically inclined, like he's mid-pack. He's mid-pack, and you start being like, well, we can't afford college for him. He's a decent athlete. Why don't you throw in a wig, Jacob? And we'll start saying you're a girl. You can go and smash the ladies' record on the high school track team, okay? That's going to get you a scholarship all day, every day. And we can get you to Penn State. Huh? And you can get an education paid for. Why don't we do that? Why are we not thinking about those, like the positives to this? You know, like I said, I'm turning a new leaf. I'm a little more positive, little doom and gloom added in there. You know, I'm looking at the decay of society. I'm looking at like the crumblings of our fabric that we've built over the years. And like, you know, we tried over here in North America. We thought to ourselves like, hey, let's build something new, something great. Something with freedom, something that can last. And then, you know, these civilizations that have existed for thousands and thousands of years, even though, thousands of years. And a couple renegades tried to break off, and they're like, we're going to create something new and fun. And it only took like, couple hundred years for it all to go to shit. You know, let's be honest. it was fun while it lasted. We caught it at the good years. Those the millennials, we got the best of both worlds, right? We got to experience what it was like not to have a cell phone on you at all times. You just go hung out with you'd go hang out with your friends, meet up with them. You'd live a normal life of a kid, of a teenager. And then the invention of smartphones came rolling around, and it was good in the beginning, right? Because it was just us on there. And then the Looney Tunes came, and then like it was more affordable to be on the internet, you know, and a little thing called Wi-Fi came trickling into our lives. And Bluetooth technology, it started with them fucking stupid earphones. You remember when everybody was walking in the mall talking on that? Hey, I'm on a wireless. I'm talking to you wireless right now. Isn't that wild? I'm on wireless. I recall those days, and it's just like, this ain't good. This isn't good. It's only going to escalate from here. And now here we are. We're just like recording stabbings on public transit. We're uploading it to the internet. We're liking, commenting, doing all that shit, you know? So has its benefits, but it also has like a tremendous amount of like bad that came with it. That's the fun part, though. That's when, you know, I'd imagine you listen to this show because you find some similarities with me, and you just realize, like, what's the fucking point? I'll go make a few dollars, live out a decent life, you know, go travel a little bit, finger bang somebody on a dance floor, get half snapped in some pub. I don't need to be running around fucking trying to project myself as the next greatest thing ever to walk the planet. Because what's the point? I'm going to die. You know, there's no sense getting all uppity about these issues of like trans athletes, because what the fuck do I care? In fact, let's gamble on it. You know, let's gamble on it. Put some betting lines on it, you know, female fucking mixed martial arts with trans women. Just put a little betting on it. We'll have a gong show league, and we'll just throw everybody's name in a hat. There'll be heavyweight dudes, trans women, fucking people with forearms, all sorts of shit. It'll look like Tekken 5 in real life. Somebody that dyed their skin blue because they have there's a mental disorder that existing inside their skull that just tells them to do that. They tattooed their eyes black, you know, all sorts of shit. Let's have some fun. Make it happen. I thought of this too. Like, on the contrary, if we do want to clean up Canada, why don't we do this? Why don't we just take all the residents of Vancouver Island, right? And then we sprinkle them out through the country. We round up all the addicts and all the Looney Tunes, and we put them on that island. And once a week, we just, actually not even one, I was going to say fucking boat in some shit. No, once a week, we're just going to airdrop some shit. We'll just make it a full-blown fucking, like almost an internet streaming service that you can go and chime in and just give it a view. I mean, we're already talking about it. Some people do it, you know. It's like, oh yeah, like Sam Hyde was doing with that fish tank show. I don't know if any of you watched any of that, where he just like planted all sorts of people underneath one roof and then live streamed it. And then you can like go in and if you donate, you can take somebody's bed away. You can do all sorts of shit. Like, yeah, you can drop a gun in there, maybe a new blade. See what else they come up with, like who's teaming up, or you can airdrop all sorts of shit, food, drugs, money, whatever it is, and just see what happens. How does it? Do they fix it? Does it go to all hell? You know, just let it fucking let's get entertained here. Let's bring something new. TV fucking sucks. There's a writer strike going on. I'm not a part of the guild. So this idea right here is brilliant. Vancouver Island, perfectly set up for it, right? Fuck wants to live on Vancouver Island anyways. It's already going to hell. All the residents on that documentary that I was talking about earlier, they were like, oh, fuck, it's all going to shit out here, you know? And like, while I'm talking about this, I'm supposed to be bringing up an article. So let's do that. Okay. This is like Bud Light, baby. They're back in the game. You know what? They're doubling down. I can kind of respect it. Okay. So they're like, Bud Light. Here's the headline from the New York Post. Bud Light sponsors Cincinnati Pride Parade after Dylan Mulvaney controversy. Oh, quit, knock it off. We want to watch this. We want to watch this as a family. You know?
Light boycott is boosting the sales of competitors like Coors Light and Miller Lite. Lydia, who has our story? Could there actually be a shortage of these other beers?
Hey there, Stewart. There could be.
The Bud Light boycott is boosting the sales of competitors like Coors Light and Miller Lite. Lydia, who has our story? Could there actually be a shortage of these other beers?
I love when news anchors have a British accent because it seems like the information can be delivered and it doesn't have as much as a blow. Like, what we need, like Chinese broken English. That makes it more fun, you know?
Tonight on the fucking telly, we got Bud Light because some tranny decided to take a sponsorship from Bud Light and turn into a woman 365 days later and takes a sip of Bud Light, which sent Republicans and all sorts of people out. They were extremely upset, as you've seen Kid Rock shooting Bud Light cases all over his fucking front lawn.
Complete dog move too, but fucking he rules. I love me Kid Rock.
Yes.
Hey there, Stewart. There could be. That's what the experts are saying. We are in uncharted waters here, but we do have data that shows that sales and volumes of Budweiser and Bud Light are falling and competitors are surging. Watch this.
We're almost seeing an inverse of trends. Whatever Bud Light is down for any given week, Coors Light and Miller Lite are both up. Generally, beer drinkers tend to be pretty loyal. So when that loyalty shifts, and that goes back to me thinking it's going to be harder and harder to get these lapsed consumers back into the family.
Now, Dave Williams there that you just heard from, he's described this situation as a seesaw between Budweiser and its competitors.
The news is getting so great, you know? He describes it as a seesaw so that way you idiots out there can understand exactly what we're trying to get across to you, okay? So what happened is sales went down with one brand and then sales went up with a different brand. So it's almost like a seesaw. You remember when you were a kid and your friend would sit? Actually, you probably didn't have a friend, so you don't know what a seesaw is, which is why we have to explain it to you here on Fox Business, okay? So what a seesaw is usually when you have a friend, you would sit on the end of what would be a steel beam, and the fulcrum point is right in the middle. You didn't know I knew what a fulcrum point, did you? So that way the weight is evenly balanced. Now, considering maybe your friend was fat, if you did have one, that would generally mean that that guy might outweigh the scales. But the fun thing about a seesaw is if you jump, his end goes down, and then you can go back and forth, back and forth. Just in case you didn't understand that here at Bud Light, our expert, that's the expert right there. That's an expert in business, okay? Explaining to you what a seesaw is.
While Bud Light sales are slumping more than 24% for the most recent week, Anheuser's competitors all seeing a boost here. Miller Lite, Coors Light, even Yingling up by the double.
Hearing somebody named Lydia Who say Ling Hing? Come on.
Up by the double digits. And the company's share price not doing much better. Anheuser Busch losing nearly $16 billion. And Coors Light, even Anheuser's competitors all seeing a boost here. Miller Lite, Coors Light, even Yingling.
I'm just picturing it. As soon as she said that, I just pictured somebody getting upset. What the hell is that Chinese shit doing here? Huh? You think that's what we need is fucking Ching Chong beer floating around in some goddamn convenience store out here in Arkansas? Huh, you sick son of a bitches. You think I'm buying fucking Ling Hu or Boot Hu or Ching Chong fucking brewing company? You're out of your goddamn mind. Those Chinese, they better fucking relax over there. We're going to drop some freedom on their ass. I'm ready. I'm locked, loaded, and ready to go. I'm a Vietnam veteran. You don't think I put a fucking bullet between a goddamn slant's ass before? You're out of your goddamn mind. So if you want me to fucking drink Ching Chong Brewing Company's goddamn fucking Chinese communist bullshit, you're out of your fucking mind, okay? Yeah, I understand that most of their capital is fucking invested in American corporations all across our fine country, but that's the freedom of the world, okay? That's the joy of a free market, not some communist bullshit that's taking place over there. So you want another Vietnam? I don't even care if fucking Vietnam, where the hell is Vietnam? Is it even close to fucking China? Who gives a shit? They all look the same anyways. I'll put one between their fucking skull, right between the eyeballs. Put a red dot on their fucking eyes. Firebomb the shit out of them. Can I get an America? America.
Come on, man.
Up by the double digits. And the company's share price not doing much better. Anheuser Busch losing nearly $16 billion in market cap since that controversial partnership. They remain in the red for the year, while other major domestic beer producers, Molson Coors and Heineken, they are gaining. Now, sales of Bud Light have fallen for 6 consecutive weeks. Every region of the country seeing double-digit declines, except for Las Vegas. The fallout, Stuart, it's cutting across both red states and blue states. Now, Anheuser has the very difficult task of trying to regain the customers that it's lost. This weekend, it's offering a rebate of up to $15 on purchases of Bud Light and other products, depending on what's purchased. It could effectively sell the product for free. The experts say that's not just a help or an incentive to the customer, but to the distributor too.
All right. Enough of that. Okay. That's fun. But see, this, I just wanted to play that because it follows into our next article, which is hilarious because we've all seen that, right? So Cincinnati Pride gets a sponsorship out of Bud Light, right? They're trying to go just full gay on them, which whatever. Who gives a fuck? Fucking expand. Why won't you expand, brother? All right, whatever. We'll read this out. Is it not working? Huh? There we go. We're going to have fun with this. Okay, so Harley Davidson comes out on top after Anheuser Busch partner backlash. Okay, while Harley Davidson is weathering a storm of controversy over its recently unveiled partnership with Budweiser, the motorcycle manufacturer's popularity on social media continues to rise. Okay, we got another. Oh, God, it's fucking loading, dude. Pause this. Jesus Christ. One day. Oh, God. Cans were unveiled. All right, enough of this. It's okay. Last week, new Budweiser cans were unveiled, which feature logos from the beer maker and Harley Davidson to commemorate the bike company's 120th anniversary. The designs are inspired by original hand-drawn blueprints from each of the brands, according to Beverage Industry. Imagine, see, I wanted to bring this up because we're going to have a fun little riff here. Imagine working inside of Anheuser-Busch's, like, corporate headquarters. And on one floor, you have Bud Light, right? And on the second floor, you have Budweiser, or maybe it's in the same floor and it's divided. And one side is just, it looks like a goddamn rainbow shot jizz all over the place, right? It's sparkles, it's rainbows, it's queer this, it's queer that, it's Dylan Mulvaney cutouts. And on the other side is just like brochacho land, roided out freaks. And they meet at the water cooler, right? And they got to go over, what's your marketing strategy? Well, I think we're going to just like give drag queens who do Drag Time Story Hour a sponsorship in a promo code, so that way they can try and make money off of what we consider the greatest downfall of this company. And they're like, oh, what are you guys doing? Well, right now, brother, what we're doing is we're going to link up with Harley Davidson, because nothing says you're a man like driving a Harley fucking Davidson around the countryside, right? And then we're going to make a commercial so that way we can get both markets. We want the fags and the homophobes all in one, right? We want to target them. Clearly, people are upset with us, so we got to divide the brands, okay? Budweiser, full homophobe. We're actually going to make a commercial out of that shooting that took place in Florida at that gay bar. And when the gun fires, cans of Budweiser are coming out and they're killing the gays. And we're going to run that on national television to try and win over everybody that's a Fox News consumer. And then on CNN, we're actually going to have a commercial where a drag queen is pretending to masturbate a pussy. And when she comes, it's Bud Light that shoots out of a fake pussy onto a crowd of kids. So that way we have it, every base is covered. Okay. In Budweiser, you know, we're gonna go fucking military. We're gonna go guns. We're gonna go bald eagles. We're gonna go fucking frat bros roofing cheerleaders. That's what our commercial is gonna be over here. So that way we target a whole audience. You know, like it was in the past. That's what they believe in these corporate headquarters. Okay, and then on the other side, you know, we're going to have assless chaps. We're going to have leather daddies in the streets doing helicopters to families in San Francisco, okay? It's going to be fucking wild. We're going to drive sales past. You think Miller Lite's getting the last laugh, brother? We're getting the fucking we got all bases covered. Don't even worry about it. You know, we're going to sponsor Leah Thomas and fucking have her painted head to toe in Bud Light bullshit, right? Because we believe in that type of shit. That's what we're about. In fact, you know, we're teaming up with Target, and we're going to have a whole pride section that's just beer and tucking swimsuits in the front for the kids. We're actually going to make a Bud Light beer that's safe for kids. Believe it or not, you know, that's what we're going to do for all the pedos, for all the bros, PETA bros. Jesus Christ. I'm having a difficult time. Just, you know, life is fun. Have a laugh. That's what this show is about. Have a laugh. You know? You didn't buy Bud Light? Wow, fire the fuck me. You know, and like, when did Bud Light stop being gay? And we were like, oh, now it's gay again. It's always been gay. You know what I mean? Like, I've never felt like a big dog fucking sipping on a fucking Bud Light, you know? I've never felt like a goddamn alpha male sipping Bud Lights on a golf cart. Have you? You know? Never have I ever felt like my dick is 9 feet long sipping a Bud Light while trying to do some man shit. Come on, boys. I heard the best reference of a Bud Light. Those are driving beers. What are you doing? And that's from a fine gentleman from Fort St. John. He told me that one time because I was just like sitting there and like, what do you want? I was like, oh, I think I'd take a Bud Light. This is back before it was still gay. And he immediately gave it to me. What are you doing? Let's get some Bud Heavies. I'm like, all right. Well, I was fucking shooting in the dark. I didn't know what you wanted, and you made me go first. Now I look gay. Now what? Now we're just sitting here fucking staring at one another trying to figure out who is the bigger homosexual, and I don't like that. I wanted to be the bigger homosexual in this fucking goddamn mess. All right. Now this is fun, okay? This is fun. I'm having fun. I don't care if you're having fun. I'm having fun. So our next this is a good one, okay? This is what happens when you don't put me as prime minister of the country or the world, as a matter of fact, and you don't recognize me as the alpha bro of the planet. The U.S. Sun came up with this. It's an exclusive by John McGillian. Testosterone worst enemy. Testosterone levels plummeting in young men due to porn consumption as linked to social isolation shows real problem. This is a good one. Some have suggested that changing norms and expectations are to blame. Others have suggested that some young men are uncomfortable with how masculinity is being reimagined, reshaped, and redefined. This discomfort, they argue, has created a profound sense of uncertainty and unease, but are plummeting testosterone levels playing a role in young men's desire to separate themselves from society. On both sides of the Atlantic, young men's testosterone levels are tanking according to studies conducted in 2006, 2007, and 2013. Contrary to popular belief, testosterone, a hormone produced by the gonads and adrenal glands, does much more than merely regulate sexual desire. Low testosterone levels are intimately associated with reduced body and facial hair or facial loss, loss of muscle mass and bone density, and dire cases, even infertility. Oh boy. Oh boy. Medical research also demonstrates a strong association between low testosterone levels and dips in mood and increased levels of social anxiety. See, where are we? Let's get obese males over. Is there, according as Dr. Matthew Hoffman wrote earlier this year, fat cells metabolize testosterone to estrogen, thereby lowering testosterone levels. So overweight, being fat, overweight and obese adults tend to report low physical activity levels. In the United States, 25% of adults are perpetually inactive. And in the United Kingdom, 1 of 3 men and 1 in 2 women don't exercise at all. Well, fire the fuck me if that doesn't just sink it all in, right? Low test levels? Not exercising? Bad food? What? Geez, I don't know, maybe because the food industry has been infiltrated by corporate mongoloids that just, just feed them junk. Everybody's eating dog shit food, kicking your feet up, living a happy life. Plus, who wants to fuck anyways? You know how much work that is? Pussy, why would you want pussy? Why would anybody want some pussy? Do you know what happens when you fuck a pussy? They talk afterwards. And you got to sit there through that. You ever had to have a conversation with a lady? Poof. Yikes. Am I right or am I right, boys? Jesus. You ever had to sit there and just think to yourself like, Jesus Christ, did I make a mistake? You ever... what's kind of funny is like there's been numerous times where you get the hangover hornies. I don't know if you've ever had those. Maybe not. I don't know what your lifestyle's like, but for me, sometimes I would get extremely hammered, and the next day I am just like a fucking rabid jackrabbit. Holy shit, a rabid jackrabbit, just ready to slay ass. Like I'd fuck anything. I would have punched a hole in the drywall, filled it up with toothpaste, and fucked it till my dick burned. You're in one of those moods. And it's got me in trouble a few times where you're just like, all right, yeah, I'll just go get some pussy. We'll call it a day. I'll get the hell out of here. And then as soon as you bust, like the first drop of your potential kids hits her stomach, you're just like, you feel guilt, shame. You're like, what the fuck did I just do? I should have whacked off. And you did whack off and it didn't do it. Just didn't do it. There's something about the scent that comes from a vagina, and then it overtakes while you're in the mood, right? But then as soon as that semen leaves your body and the clarity comes, and you're looking around, it's like a war zone. You're like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? When the hero in Marvel movies does something that really upsets the public opinion of them, that's how I feel in that moment. And I'm just like basking in this shame. And I'm trying to figure out a way, like, how can I get the fuck out of here? I got a long ride home and I got to sit there with my thoughts, and it doesn't even matter. I try and play my favorite music and I'm just like, oh shit, not this again. Not this again. I've now stooped to a level that not only am I uncomfortable at, I think everybody around me would be uncomfortable if I told them this story, right? But then you give it a day and the sense of pride comes around and it's like, at least I didn't jack off. But I'm talking about the moments of the conversation and leading up and scheming and trying to figure out a plan where you're like, how can I get the fuck out of here in the fastest way possible? What is it I need to do or say that could possibly get her to kick me out of her house? You start questioning these things in that moment. So I don't blame. You know what? These guys should feel good about themselves that they're not getting no ass because, first of all, I stated earlier in this podcast that I've already got all the pussy and I'm not giving any away. I have it all. It's chained in a basement in Romania and I have them live streaming while masturbating on chatterbait.com so I can continue to make millions and millions of dollars, right? And then I convince young men to sign up to my program, which is called School of Hard Cocks. And all I do is I take what I've already done, the same format and whatnot, and then because I have a stake in Chatterbait, so they pay me out a dividend every quarter because of the stock that I owned in it, right? And I get these guys to not only promote my webcam business, but I give them affiliate links so that way they can make money. And that's why it's the School of Hard Cocks. So a bit of this has somewhat to do with me, okay? I'm not proud of it, but you know what? Find me a billionaire that is proud of what they've done, okay? Find me one billionaire that is, targeted a audience that doesn't have a mind that's willing and able to think for themselves. In fact, they just go with the trends, right? And I target them. I target that audience. And what do? I exploit them for every dollar that is in their pocket. So that way I can feel superior to other males. That's what I do, okay? I give you a course on how to be an alpha dog, how to eat correctly so you're not fat. I show you a weightlifting program, and then once you start feeling good and you're like, oh, this guy cares about me, then what do? I get you on my affiliate program at the School of Hard Cocks, and you sell subscriptions to my website service where I have Romanian women chained to a wall getting fucked with a sawzall dildo, And men just beat their dicks all day long to this content. It's actually disturbing. And if I wasn't so wealthy and lived in a mansion that is extremely big, you wouldn't even understand how big this is, right? And how many cars I have and what color they are and how many colors they come in. And I come inside all the cars that I have colors and different colors. And it's very hard to express like how well my life is going, It's very hard. And I know like many of you have a difficult time trying to figure out like, hack, how do you do it? How do you have time to do all that? Like stand-up comedy, exploiting young men for their hard-earned money. What else do you get up to? Selling affiliate fucking links to protein powders, making content all day, every day. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm on Elon Musk's new program called Neuralink. I don't sleep. I'm nearly just a robot. Me and Mark Zuckerberg are the only two cats on this planet that can work 24 hours a day, 18 days a week without dropping a single drop of cum on the floor or even just 1 hour of downtime to enjoy myself. And like, I know I stated that I might be going to a cottage to kick my feet up and play golf, but that's wrong. That's wrong. That's a lie. I just want to know what it's like to be human again, Moreover, excessive video gaming and porn can destroy an individual's sleep cycle. Really? Huh. Perfect. So you know what that tells me right there is we got to up the marketing. I need more alpha bros to sign up to patreon.com/dangercat69 and join the School of Hard Cocks. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice of me? And it's discounted, It's discounted. Over 1/3 of Americans are sleep deprived, with the average American getting only 5 hours of shut-eye each night. According to 2011, two biomedical students at the University of Chicago sleeping 5 hours per night for just 1 week causes 10 to 15% drop in testosterone levels for otherwise a healthy man. The United Kingdom is one of the most sleep-deprived nations in the Western world, with millions of Brits regularly surviving on 5 hours sleep of night. Not surprisingly, a poor diet also affects testosterone production. See, this is what I want. This is what I want. As a oligarch, I want weak vitamin deficient individuals sitting here gaming and whacking off all day because it's easier to rule the country. See, it's all behind the big plan. Me and George Soros. We're going to take over the world, say, and nothing you fat bastards can do anything about it, say. Yeah, you didn't know I teamed up with a Jew, did ya? It was all a big facade. It was all for show. This is political theater, folks. This is what I do for a living. I team up. I say things about the Jews to get you hating about it, and then we make money off of anti-Semitism by selling you Nazi flags. I have an affiliate link. If you use the code HACKSAW15 at Chapters, you'll receive Mein Kampf for 30% off. That's how good I am. That's how good I am to the people. And it's difficult that a lot of you don't just recognize me for being the dog that I am. Okay? It's very difficult. All right. I'll quit fucking around. Guess what? It's time for your main event of the podcast. We're talking hate mail, boys. We're talking hate mail. You like the hate mail. I like the hate mail. We like to fucking get down with it. Email me, unclehack at dangercats.tv with the subject line, hate mail. And guess what? You, my friends, you can air your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings. You can talk shit on me, your brother, your sister, the news, the Jews. I guess that is kind of the news. You can tell me how stupid I am, how much you hate me. It don't matter. Get it off your chest. I'm trying to fix the public. See, we don't need you going on Twitter and getting your job taken away. Email me anonymously and get it off your chest. unclehack at dangercats.tv, subject line hate mail. And you can say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Say 50s. All right, our first piece of hate mail coming to you is nice, short, sweet, and gets right to the point. This guy writes in, shit in a bag and punch it. I enjoy the podcast, brother. Keep it up, homo. // fuck the World Economic Forum. Right to the point. That's my audience, baby. Short and sweet and getting the fucking point across. That's what the boys are about. Where is the mouse? Okay. That's what it is all about right there. Okay. We got another piece of hate mail for you. We like this type of shit. We like people getting it off their chest, you know? Sometimes I read these, sometimes I don't. I just fucking copy, paste, put it on a goddamn nice little background. So that way I don't got to blow up the email and you see the email because I'm very sloppy with the things that I do on this show. Okay. Hey, Hack. I went out to a comedy show in town at some basement dive bar with a bartender bringing up comedians. It was the worst show I've ever seen. The comics sucked. The bartender shouldn't be on stage. And there was one comic, he seemed like a danger cat. He went up and got pulled off for throwing about a $50 word. I was dying, but they pulled him off the stage. What the French onion soup is up with comedy? Have you been pulled off stage for being the only white straight male of the show? Unfortunately not. I wish I was. That was the worst comedy show I've been to. No room for dangerous cats at the Black Dog. Ooh, name dropping. Interesting. I'm going to come watch you in Edmonton in July. What's the best show in town? One that has teeth because the language police are ruining comedy. Keep doing your shit. You rock. I'm on the Patreon. I'm on the Patreon. How do I win the cooler? Well, you, sir, since you're already a Patreon member, you will be added in. Okay? You'll be added in. You're in the mix. But as far as like best shows during the week in Edmonton, I would probably say the comic strip's pretty good. They don't give a shit. They'll let you sling 50s as long as it's funny. They give you room to be funny. Another good one, The Moon on Saturdays is always fun. That's a fun little open mic to go to. And apart from shows, you just got to kind of look around. Check out Kyle Kniff does this page called YEG Comedy Shows. I think it's on Instagram. If you just type in YEG Comedy and you're in Edmonton, all the shows that are taking place in Edmonton revolving around comedy is there. But to answer your question, sir, No, I've never been pulled off stage before for slinging some 50s because generally I just run my own stuff. So, but that is funny that you name dropped the Black Dog. Another, that is hilarious. So the White Ave, the communists of White Ave pulled off a dude. I was there for that one. That was kind of funny. That was hilarious, actually. It's funny. Somebody that watches this show was fucking there and wrote in. Fuck, I wonder where you were sitting. I was in the back, kind of hiding in the trenches, and then left a little early. I tend to do that from time to time. You know, I gotta dip out. I gotta blend into the night. So sorry I didn't say hi. Apart from that, sir, I'm glad you got that off your chest because that's what this show is about. And what is happening to comedy? Idiots. That's what's happening to comedy. All right. We got a big one now to, do we have a big one? This might take a while. As you guys all know that I am not a strong reader. Okay, here we go. Our last piece of hate mail of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Uncle Hack, love the podcast. Keep doing what you're doing, you retarded fuck. Love the shit that comes out of your mouth. It's very entertaining and very enlightening at the same time. You have a way with words and surprisingly very articulate for a dumb fuck. Why, thank you. Anyway, I got to get this off my chest because I've been struggling with this cocaine problem. I've had since I was 18, 23 now, and it seems to be getting worse and worse. I'm a dozer / hoe operator and doing quite well career-wise, but I guess that even isn't going that fucking well at this point. I might lose my job tomorrow because I fucked up something on the company pickup, and I was 9 out of 10 wasted driving it back to the yard for days off. So I guess I can't control myself with alcohol and cocaine. Boy, way to bring the mood down on the podcast. Jesus Christ. Old wah wah. I'm just kidding, by the way. If you have a problem, get help. It's getting to the point where I'm shutting off family and friends because I just get inebriated to the point where I'm bedridden for days and I'm just cutting people off in my life to make this stupid fucking habit a priority. The only time I seem to not drink a full bottle of whiskey and do a half an ounce of Colombian sugar over a 3-day bender is if I'm working or away from all my contacts. I've been up for 48 hours now. At this point, I'm writing this message to you, and I just want my life back. Sorry for being a downer. But I really need some insightful wisdom on how I can get over this and have fun without getting completely smashed and spending $1,500 on half an ounce of pure cocaine and wasting my whole weekend. I feel like I'm killing myself every week lately, and I need to change my life. Any advice is much appreciated. Love the show. Keep doing what you're doing. Being a fan since day one. Oh, boy. Wow. Yeah, you were a real downer on this one. I can only imagine what you're like in real life. Boy, oh, boy. We'll add that to let you know I'm joking. You know what, brother? Well, you got two options. You can sail that bitch into the sunset and full steam ahead and keep the nose rockets charging, just throwing you on autopilot, and the whiskey and Coke. Ooh, what a combo. What a combo. That was my favorite combo, by the way. Boy, oh boy. I wasn't snorting half an ounce, that's for sure. I got a little wild though. There were times when it was like, whoo, we are in some serious shark-infested waters, and I don't know how to get out of this. Boy, it sounds like you have already hit your low. And the only option here now is to find a new hobby, something that you enjoy doing. See, I found comedy. Comedy kind of replaced that need to go out and get fucked up because it happens on weekends. I'm in an environment that still has a party-like atmosphere, which I enjoy. I love saying stupid shit. You know, I'm not the most, for those that have met me, probably understand that I'm quite shy in real life, away from all of this. And I just kind of, I keep to myself a little bit. Online, I'm a maniac. That's where I get that out. You know, like the Coke and the whiskey and the strippers and the fucking, you know, being out and about and making sure that I'm seen and I'm a good time fucking Glenn. Where I get that now from comedy. And so you got to find something that can replace the drugs and alcohol. That or you need to go to rehab. And they'll shed some light. You know, I don't know where you live, but in Alberta, now that Danielle Smith is leading the charge, they're building facilities that are designed to help people get back on the path that you know is to help addicts, not just keep them going down with this safe supply shit. And I recommend watching. That documentary that I mentioned earlier, The Canada is Dying. It's on YouTube. It's free to watch. Aaron Gunn did a phenomenal job bringing up a lot of facts, laws that just contradict what they're really trying. It just makes no goddamn sense. But then you get a live look at what it could end up. You know, obviously you got a good paying job that you can afford this, so it's not affecting your income by any means. That you can still like. Well, it is affecting your income. What the fuck am I saying? It's not affecting, or it's not getting you to the point where you're homeless and you're using whatever the fuck you can to get that high. But it's good to nip it in the bud before this gets any worse. You're a young guy. You got plenty of time ahead of you. There's no need to piss it all away. You know, you're having your fun. I get it. And the thing is like adults tend to forget that we were all young once too. We're stupid, and we always look for, you know. So you're just hoping that, I always hope that somebody would like swing in and just give me advice. And to be vulnerable in this state, and it's easy to write in the show when you're anonymous and you can get an answer, right? So that's the joy of this, is that you don't have to feel like that vulnerability in front of somebody else to get like an answer and be like, listen, man, I feel like I'm fucking up, and you have to admit it in front of anybody. But to admit it, and like the first step, I believe, is to just admit fault to those around you and be like, listen, man, I get that I'm fucking up. I'm going to change. And then you have people actually in your life that can hold you accountable, because a podcast host isn't necessarily the guy that you should have to hold you accountable in a situation like this. Regardless, I hope to hear in the future that you're doing well. Like a year from now, it'd be wonderful that you write in to the show and tell me that you've kicked this, you've been sober for an X amount of time, that, or even like, you're picking and choosing your battles. Like, I'll go out and have a few beers, kick my feet up. I'm not pounding a bottle of Jack and putting a gram or two up my nose every hour, and you know what? I'm not about to fucking strip people away of like what their good time is, right? But it sounds to me like this has now become a problem, and correcting that is, it could be easy, or you could make it hard. It's your decision, quite honestly. You can completely erode everything that you've worked for in your life now at 23, which maybe you're doing extremely well for a 23-year-old, maybe you're not. And, hopefully, my dude, that you can turn this around. Go ask for help. If you need rehab, go. It's going to be shameful regardless of what path you take, whether it's rehab or just doing it yourself. You're going to feel guilt. You're going to feel the effects of withdrawal. You're going to have emotional fucking ranges that maybe you didn't know you had before. And it's all containing that and controlling it and understanding it is having a full-blown understanding of yourself, and start envisioning a future that you want. And the best thing I can say is I'm just going to use me for an example, okay? So there was a weekend where I got completely blitzed, like similar to what you do, where it was like nothing but booze and blow, and I was just being an idiot, man, and like completely embarrassing behavior that I look back upon now and I laugh about, because my sense of humor is quite twisted. But at that time, I said to myself, I'm going to laugh about this in the future, but today is the last day that I'm ever fucking doing this again. And I went home. I sat there in guilt, in shame, complete low of emotion. I depleted my system of any serotonin and dopamine. So I'm laying there looking at my roof in the place that I was living at the time, just sweating out a cold sweat, trying to just get it together. And I said to myself, I never want to feel like this again. And that worked. And, I just spent some time reading. I kind of isolated myself from people for a while there. And then I was like, you know what? I need something to get me out and around people. and it was stand-up. So I got into stand-up. So there's a hobby out there that you probably enjoy, and whether it's working on trucks or, you know, anything from that to building shit or, you know, fucking volunteering. It sounds like you're a dozer operator, volunteering your time at maybe a racetrack, a dirt bike track, giving them a hand, building shit, you know, all sorts of shit, man. There's always something. Take something of your interest, no matter what it be. And even with your job, you know, finding something else that you can put some time in that's positive, you know, and it could be, you know, who's a good guy about all of this is Dougie Snakes. Shout out to Dougie Snakes. I was with him when I was in Vancouver, and he used to be an addict on opioids, and he went to rehab, cleaned his shit up, and you know what? He spends his time just like looking to make people laugh, having a fucking ha-ha at himself, at other people, just roasting shit and all that. And he talks about what he went through openly, and he generally is trying to help people, which is cool. And it's cool that you know that he is doing that. And there's, you know, don't let this fucking horse shit of stigma. Like there's a stigma of like drug addicts and blah 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 blah. Forget it. You know what? People are gonna think what they think anyways. You can only view yourself. Hold on. You can only take how people view you so much before it just becomes nonsense. Listen, I've had people make shit up about me, trying to basically defame my character that I play online. I've been called, you know, a racist. I've been called a fucking sexual predator. That was a new one. I've had so much shit made up about me over the past that it's going to come regardless. So all you can do is focus on yourself, build up your what would be that? I don't know how to describe that. Just to take a deep look in yourself. Where do you want to see yourself in the future? And then start going backwards to where you are right now. And what are the necessary steps that I got to take? That's what I got to say. Not very, this isn't much of a piece of hate mail, but hey, whatever you send in, I'll respond to it. I do 3 a week. So I wish you the best. Go get help. Talk to those around you, you know, bring in those that were once close to you and be like, listen, I need help. I don't know what I need to do, but if any of you know how to point me in the right direction, and then have those people that were once close to you, like be around there and be there for you. And you know what? If they decide that they don't want to be involved in this while you're going through this, it is what it is. You know, you have to accept it. It's just accepting where you are right now, and you have time now. You're still young. You can rebuild those relationships. So I hope you find some sort of substance in this advice that I've drummed up inside my head while reading this. And I wish you the best in sobriety, my friend. Anyways, peace out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on fucking, you know, the unclehack podcast. But remember, fucking extra episode waiting for you at patreon.com/dangercat69. If you signed up for that, guess what? You get an entry into the fucking cooler scooter, buddy. For fucking 49cc, I'll mail that cunt to you. Don't even worry about it. Fuck.